Welcome to the Cool Fireman Podcast, a virtual firehouse kitchen table with What's a Rolfie, Unky, Fireman 1231, JDB Cubed, and Fireman Freddy. Let's get to the show.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
What a one-liner to open with.
What's up, boys?
What's happening?
I couldn't be more happy to be speaking with you gentlemen right now.
Well, that's awful sweet of you going into the new year.
I know. What does that have to do with anything?
Why'd my mustache look uneven? I don't like it.
Really?
Because you're sitting on your wallet.
This side looks thicker than this
I
side.
need to shave.
I got
7 days off, boys.
All right, so Christmas. How was your guys' Christmas?
Dude, Christmas is always awesome. Christmas is so great. I've luckily had Christmas off since I can remember. I always usually work Christmas Eve, so I just get out of there at 6:30 when my relief gets there, and I'm home, and the kids are already waiting for me, and I have a video of them on the stairs just like itching to go downstairs. It's so rad. It's like the best thing ever. It is seriously the best thing ever. And they're just so ready. And then, and actually my dad's been staying with us and my stepmom. And so they stay overnight, whatever. And so they're there. It's just good. It's great. Kids are always excited. They got everything that they wanted and more. So we're very grateful and like seriously, like
it's always and more.
It is. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I worked on Christmas this year.
Did you? So how did you work that? Did you do Christmas the day before or day after?
No. So we did it morning of. Shout out Mark Schwartz.
Marky Mark.
He is a younger guy, just got his medic. Newer guy on the department. He doesn't have any kids or anything like that. So I asked him, I said, hey man, is there any chance you can give me like 3 hours Christmas morning and I'll pay you $100? And instantly he's like, nope. I was like, oh, he's like, there's no chance I'm letting you pay me $100. He's like, come in at 11 o'clock. He goes, that'll be fine. And I was like, no, seriously, man, like, let me pay you. And he's like, no chance. He's like, I'll see you at 11 on Christmas. He worked on Christmas Eve. So, woke up, we told the kids we wanted to sleep until 7:30. At about 7:05, they're in the bedroom going crazy.
Yeah.
So, we got up. Christmas Eve, the night before, is when we do all of our presents from each other, like whatever. And then Santa brings the presents on Christmas morning. And so we do it breaks it up. You don't get too much of the overstimulated. We've noticed less cranky children, and it ends up being better for everybody involved. So that morning we opened up gifts and and it was great. It was fun. One little hiccup, we bought a foosball table. Emily and I bought a foosball table off of the marketplace for the kids. We're trying to set up the basement. We got a ping pong table. Park has his video games. We bought Gigi. I'm sorry, not we. Santa brought that. Santa brought Gigi. It all blends together on who opens what. But Santa brought Gigi a dance floor and a ballet bar. So we're kind of setting it up as like a nice little kid hangout area. So we bought a foosball table to kind of add to the ambiance down here or what have you. Opened it up on Christmas. The kids wanted to play. Started putting it together. There's no foosballs. Half of the pieces are missing.
Oh no.
There's no legs for the foosball table.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
So I sent a message almost immediately on Facebook Messenger, and I go, hey, I have some real disappointed children this morning. They got this foosball table for Christmas, and it said new in box, and it absolutely is not new in box.
Uh-oh.
And I got a message back from the person, within like 15 or 20 minutes. Sorry, we're a liquidator. We'll stand by or something like that. And so Emily was on the website of the company to see if she could just buy the parts, have them shipped to us. And the company asked for like the serial number, this, that, and the other thing. They're like, oh, that particular item has already been issued a refund, and it was supposed to be destroyed or returned. And so the lady texted me back about a half hour after all that, and she was like, we're a liquidator of return goods, and we don't inspect our stuff, so I'll refund your money immediately. I was like, oh, okay. So we paid $50 for it, and she asked for my Venmo and gave me $60. So
Wow.
I'll take it. So we are currently in possession of half of a foosball table, and we're either going to I might go buy some 4x4s at Home Depot and just make some legs, or it's made out of press board. It's kind of a cheapy one. We might actually put the money into it and get a legit one.
Yeah.
Because if the kids are going to be playing on it,
is it just me, or is that really not like the greatest business model? So we're liquidator. We take back stuff, don't inspect it, and then sell it as new. And then when the customer says, hey, WTF, we just go, here's your money back.
And that's even if the customer like says something.
Right.
I wonder if most people are just like, well, that sucks. That $50 loss. I was like, hey, man.
Sure. Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
I got a funny foosball story, strangely enough.
Foosball.
So one of my first battalion chief, Joy, Nicely is her last name, is married to a fellow named Ken Nicely. He's a rad tech or something at the hospital. Great dude, great people. Well, apparently Ken's a big foosballer, and Ken started hanging out at the fire station, coming to dinner every now and again. And Joy told us a story one time where they were somewhere, and somebody walked in and was like, hey, man, are you Ken Nicely? He was like, yeah. He was like, wait, are you the Ken Nicely? He was like, yeah. Apparently he's a national champion foosball player. And somebody came up and was like, wait, are you the Ken Nicely? So every time I've seen him since then, I'm like, what's up, the Ken Nicely? I was like, I could just see you with a satin jacket on that says national champion or something in foosball. And
I didn't realize that was a thing.
I know. He took a bunch of time off and then got back into it recently, and like immediately went back to winning and dominating. Like apparently he's like the GOAT of foosball.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You just gave me such a great idea, and I'm going to try to pull it off without you guys even knowing.
Foosball tournament.
Foosball tournament. The Cool Fireman Podcast foosball tournament.
The first annual Cool Fireman Podcast Invitational.
First annual.
It'd be like dodgeball.
Dude,
it'll be on the Ocho.
Oh my God.
The Ken Nicely Cool Fireman Podcast foosball tournament.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
I can get a celebrity to be there to hype it. I know a guy.
I know a guy.
Just the fact that A, he's a national foosball champion, and B, somebody recognized him.
Yes, that was the biggest part to me. I was like, all right, cool. You won, man. Great. Good for you. Like, I know national champion pool players and like, whatever. I know a national champion rugby player is a good friend of mine, but then that somebody walked up to you and said, are you Ken Nicely? Yeah. Wait, are you the Ken Nicely? Like Nicely? The one of one?
Bro, I gotta get a picture.
Oh my
I'm sure it was.
I'm not even sure that I would recognize like Jared Goff on the road. Like he's walking down the. Notice how I chose the Detroit Lions quarterback.
Why'd you go with the NFC North champions?
Hey, congratulations, dude!
Yes, sir.
Congratulations! I am happy for the Lions.
30 years.
No, not only am I so happy for the Lions, but Jared Goff deserves it. And but again, I don't know if he was walking down the street. I don't know if I'd be like, hey, that's Jared Goff. But Ken Nicely,
I think that's a lot harder. I think it's a lot harder with football players.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they always have helmets on.
His most recent Facebook post is from Bonzini Foosball. He's 2023 Virginia State Open singles champion.
Singles champion,
which follows up his 2023 Open Singles National Championship.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's
dude. How do we get Ken on the podcast?
I mean, we can make that happen because I know a guy.
This is slowly turning into a sports podcast.
That's all right.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to do that.
Douglas, what did Christmas morning look like for you?
It was good. Stayed home. We did Christmas the night before as well, or the day before when I got home. I worked the 23rd. So when I got home the 24th, my daughter was itching to do stuff. So we did it all then.
Was she fixing?
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I have a single story house, but the best memories of me when I was a kid was coming downstairs, and we live in Cape Cod, so you come downstairs, you're in the living room, and Santa came and there's stuff everywhere, and it was really cool because it's still dark and the Christmas lights are on and you see all the stuff, and mom and dad hear you coming, and then they come in there and see you coming down the steps, and it's just really cool to have a 2-story house at Christmas time.
Yeah, for sure.
Ah. So good. So good. Everybody listening to this is thinking about their childhood or their kids mostly, right? We're so grateful to have what we have, but that's just amazing. I love it.
What was your kids' big gift, Matthew?
Owen wanted a surfboard, so we got him a little 7-foot foam board, which is really nice. And then Olivia got a beam. So now she has a bar and a beam and
gymnastics.
One of those gymnastics. I think called track. I forget.
Yeah.
Where she can jump around on it without hurting herself too bad.
Oh, like a tramp track or something like that?
No. Well, I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Something.
I'm not calling her a tramp.
Jeez. Jeez.
It's bouncy though, right? Long and bouncy.
Yeah. And it's really, it's hard, but it's soft at the same time. If you can imagine that. And then the little one, like a big Barbie dream house we got. So she was super stoked about that. So those are kind of their big ones. But they have a little hoverboard that they bought themselves. They had some money, they banded together, and I was against it because
they unionized.
They did. They totally did. And so
your children have unionized. You're screwed.
I'm like, I told Kelsey, I'm like, I don't want to buy them this hoverboard. We're just going to end up in the ER, or it's going to catch fire, like all these things. I'm being so negative about it. And she's like, well, what are you going to do? Like, they all said that they want to band their money together and buy it. And I'm like, well, whatever, just do it. So anyways, it's been a great experience. They've done really well with it. But they have this little like go-kart attachment that you can attach to it. And it goes like 20 miles an hour. This thing's gnarly. Jesus. And so they're out in the back, in the alleyway, just hauling butt. So we got them that. And so they're super stoked. Yeah. And then a bunch of other little things, from family members and the whole deal. So it was all set up and ready to go. Of course, I'm sure you guys have seen the memes on social media, and this 110%. I know Kelsey's not going to listen to this, but she deserves to. Is the memes that the men come home from work, or especially firemen that work Christmas Eve,
and the dads.
I know exactly where you're going. And we've done 5% of the work, but take 50% of the credit for Christmas morning. That's totally me. And
I just love I love the dads opening when you're opening Christmas, when you're opening presents on Christmas. Oh, what did I get you?
Yeah, exactly. I know it's so terrible. It is, but Kelsey loves it too. I don't know if your wives are night owls for that kind of stuff, but Kelsey, one night it was I worked the 24th, so the 23rd she's like, I'm not gonna be in bed. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go to sleep, and I wake up at like 12:30 to take a piss, and she's still not in bed. I'm like, oh my god, she's downstairs rapping and doing the whole thing. So
Emily puts on every year. She'll go in the basement and she'll make it off limits for the children, and she puts on Love Actually every single year, and she watches that and wraps presents. It's like her Christmas tradition. And she maybe I'm putting my foot in my mouth here, but she actually really enjoys the preparation and purchasing and planning out of the gifts, because it has to be equal. I was trying to the easiest we sat down a couple weeks before Christmas and we're like, okay, laying stuff out, and she's like, oh crap, Parker has 4 to open and Gigi has 5. And I'm like, okay, well, what if we just wrap these 2 things together? And she's like, yep, that'll work. Perfect.
Strategy.
Or what have you. So It's very much that she needs to have everything be equal, and I can appreciate that, because you'd hate for on Christmas morning for the kids to be like, oh, Parker got 5 and I got 4.
You ungrateful kids.
Yeah, then you sound
well, and that kind of happened last year. We had to have a little sit down with the children.
Uh-oh. Doug's talking, but he's...
That's why I'm stopping.
You there, Doug? Go ahead. Go. You were breaking up. We didn't hear you.
Oh, was it me? Sorry. I said, you sound like that spoiled shit on Dudley on Harry Potter.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Last year he had more presents than he had the present year or something. Yeah, whatever. Harry Potter people would get it.
We had to, the kids asked, obviously, we have very good kids. I start with that. Very good kids. They're very well behaved. They whatever. They asked for stuff last year. They didn't get everything they had asked for or whatever. And so they were kind of I think a little overstimulated, but at the same time, they're like, oh, I had asked for this. I didn't get this. And it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, listen here, you ungrateful little bugger.
Take it all back.
You little prick.
Yeah. So this year we kind of, we told them, we're like, hey, Christmas is going to be a little smaller. We're going to Florida in February. We're going to, Park, you have baseball. We have a private coach that we go to once a week for an hour for hitting and pitching lessons. Gigi's now in competition dance. So all of their extracurriculars have gone up. So we're like, hey, we're not going to go crazy with Christmas this year. So
yeah, as the older kid guy in the group, I'll tell you that does get better. As the older they get, the more they understand that, and they'd rather have that $500 bat in the summertime than Christmas or whatever. They understand that the older they get.
Yeah,
they start, especially if you guys are doing it. I'm sure you're preaching them the value of $1, and they understand that things are not. Especially my daughter now, especially now at 15. Once she started buying her own things, she started really understanding.
Right.
She knew before, but she started really understanding the value of how much things cost. Like when we go to the grocery store, she's like, I don't want to get that because it costs too much. Well, honey, don't worry about that. We'll take care of that. But the fact that she thinks about it says a lot, and they'll start appreciating. I mean, my daughter got a dog for Christmas that she got like a month and a half ago. We didn't get her much big for Christmas this year because she's gotten so much stuff throughout the year. It's not about the gift giving, man. It's about the morals you're teaching the kids.
For sure. And we went to the ski swap, I think 6 weeks back or whatever, and Park got new snowboard boots and he got some new bindings. Gigi got skis and boots. So we told him, we're like, hey, just because you didn't open 170 things on Christmas doesn't mean that, and we told him when we were there, hey, we're going to spend a little bit more on this stuff so you have nicer stuff, but just so you know, this is part of your Christmas. If you don't want it to be part of your Christmas, that's fine. We just won't get it. You'll have to use your old stuff. And neither of them could use their old stuff because they had grown out of it. But we sat Park down maybe it was about a month ago. We sat him down and showed him. Emily does a really good job with an Excel spreadsheet. I think I've said this before on the podcast. She's got the next 18 months laid out for our budget. What comes in, what goes out, how much we have left, every bill, how much it's estimated, and then next to it is how much it was, the difference, and all that stuff. We sat Park down and went over 2 or 3 months of it with him and just showed him money coming in, money going out, because I think it was around the time that he was making his Christmas list, and he's like, I want AirPod Pros, and I want a VR, and I want these 3 pair of Jordans, and I want this, and I want that, or this, or that. And it was like, all right, we need you to go through and add up everything that you just put on your Christmas list. Show us how much it was $5,500 he put down on his Christmas list. And we're like, dude, we want to give you everything that you want in the world. And we sat him down and showed him on the computer. And it really did open his eyes. He really hasn't asked for stuff in a couple of months. He used to get both of our kids, and maybe it's all kids, but had a really bad case of the I wants. You go to a store and it's like, oh, I want this. Ooh, I want that. And it's like, come on, man. Every time we go to a store, we can't just buy stuff.
Again, The same thing. The older they get, the more they
Yeah.
understand the want versus the need. My daughter
Yeah.
understands that tremendously now.
Yeah. Did you guys get anything for Christmas?
Doug, did you get anything cool?
I got a couples massage.
Yeah.
You and I?
Sure,
Right
if
next-
you want to go.
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, whatever. It's 2024 almost. We can do what we want.
Make sure that
Um,
place doesn't get raided by the FBI in a couple weeks.
I guess you could say I got this truck for Christmas.
Oh yeah, your
yeah.
farm truck.
Yeah, I got a truck, got a trailer, got a horse trailer. We bought a lot of crap this year. I mean, we don't really do the gift thing, even on our birthdays. Like we don't do much because
That's really
do
how
so
I
much
am.
during the year.
I'm a
I mean, I
grown
got-
adult.
But
Yeah,
like,
get what I need.
like when I get underwear and socks now, I appreciate it because that's stuff that I need. Talking about wants versus needs.
Right.
Like, I need that stuff. Like I appreciate it. So
Kelsey-
no, I didn't. I mean, I didn't really get anything.
You got a
fancy.
horse.
Yeah, we did adopt another horse.
Hey, how many goats do you have? You said in the text message you have goats, or no? You
Two, I
sent out
thought, right?
that Facebook
Yeah.
post.
Yeah, well, I have 2 goats, but the neighbors probably have, I don't know, 30, 25 or 30.
Jeez,
And they love eating
Christmas.
Christmas trees. It's actually a lot of good nutrients in the Fraser furs and stuff like that. They'll eat the shit out of it.
wow!
Mm.
I never
I'm picking
thought
up-
about that.
I'm picking up at least one. Well, I'm bringing home at least one. Not picking up. Guys going to bring it to my fire station, but I'm probably going to stop Sunday at a Facebook group or a Facebook post. Girl tagged me in a Christmas tree farm. Obviously, the ones that already cut, they didn't sell. They got to get rid of them. And rather than
I saw a
landfill them
post
or
of
whatever.
somebody. They started a business that you rent your Christmas tree. They replant them.
What?
I don't know how. I gotta look more into it. It's like this
I don't-
company.
I don't think that's how it works.
You don't have just a regular trunk. You got a
Ah,
huge root ball.
Yeah, you got a
What
root
do you
ball.
get? What do you get when you cross an elephant and a rhino?
Hell if I know.
Elephino. Jesus,
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know. I don't
I've
know
never
how
heard
it
that.
works, but it's
But-
basically you rent this Christmas tree, and then they come back and get it, or you drop it back off to them, or something
mean,
like that.
Here, a lot of people will take them to fish ponds and throw them in the fish pond because it's great structure for fish to lay their eggs in. For brim and freckle, or crappie, wherever the hell you're from and how you say it, we call them freckles. They
Brim and freckle.
yeah, panfish. I believe y'all call them sunfish and crappie.
Bluegill.
Crappy.
A bluegill, yeah, we call them brim and freckles. But anyway,
Okay.
they'll bed in them and they'll lay their eggs in them, and it's great for fish structure.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to change this to NC-17. They bed and make babies. We just crossed over.
Well,
a
we
line.
didn't until you said that. But
Kids will be just fine.
yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna call that guy and see if I can stop by there Sunday morning on the way home and pick up 5 or 6 of them because I mean I ain't gonna fit with so many of them in the back of my truck. But
Mm-mm. Matt, what'd you get?
I'm gonna tell you that I beat you both. That we're kind of the same way, right? We're grown ass adults. We pick up stuff along the year that we need, what we want, whatever. So we've never been like huge, gifters to each other. But this year, ladies and gentlemen, the wife went out and she got me a Christmas / birthday / promotion gift.
Promotion gift.
Promotion gift. So I got promoted to captain.
Oh, that's right.
Hey!
Hey, we got ourselves some royalty up in this place.
when do we
Sir.
start? When do we
Sir.
start phasing you out of the podcast?
Yeah.
No, that's
We
not
got-
until you wear gold.
We
none of
gotta-
us.
Okay.
We can't be on this podcast if you're wearing gold. I just
Okay.
Don't say that. What if you get promoted? I'm not losing. How we
That's-
gonna? That's not happening. We'll figure it out.
So we have an Instagram. An Instagram, what do you call it? A thread or whatever, with everybody that I work with. But as soon as you get promoted to chief, you get
You're out.
You get kicked out. Yeah, which I love. I mean, and they know it. And one of our chiefs was like, I almost didn't want to promote because I love being in this thread. And he's amazing. This guy's he's
Ghost number in
he's
there.
a guy's guy. So he was super bummed when he got kicked out. But
What'd you get for promotion?
so I get to go, and so it just so happens that my dad works. He's retired from his normal life, but now he just has another job, and he works at Mission Hills Golf Country Club in Palm
Ooh.
Springs, the private club there. He just
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
like a starter, and he works in the pro shop. Well,
That's Doug's life right there.
So I can get on at Mission Hills. That's what I'm hearing?
We can get on at Mission Hills as long as he's playing with us. Which
Doug, book the flight. We're out there,
dude.
Me, you, my father-in-law, and him.
Done. We're in.
Done.
What the hell?
In fact, I'm golfing Mission Hills on Saturday. But before that, I have a 10 o'clock appointment with the pro, and he's going to fit me for new clubs.
Oh,
wait.
So I'm going to get myself probably some new Callaways.
Well, that's what happens when you get promoted. You're going to spend all the time on the golf course.
Don't go in there thinking I want this and I want that. Get what
open
you
mind,
get,
man.
Will.
Go in with an open mind, because you might go in there and be like, "Oh crap, these pings are nice."
Yeah. Well, I think they have Callaway,
get
TaylorMade.
What performs best for you. Don't.
Yeah. I think it's Callaway.
Don't be a brand whore.
and Titleist. Yeah. And there might be PXGs. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm super excited. But we're gonna go out Friday and Saturday morning. I have that, and then it's gonna be my dad, my stepmom, myself, and then Owen, my 10-year-old's going to play with us. So
nice.
He's super stoked. So yeah, we're going to have fun. And I'm excited to get some new clubs, because I've never bought new clubs. I've bought clubs off Craigslist, and they've done well for me and whatever. I have fun with them, but it'll be good. It'll be nice just to have a new set after a decade or 15 years. So
for sure.
Awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
I was always a brand whore, but I'm not anymore. I have Callaways, Mizuno's, Cleveland's, and I have a Odyssey putter now. But yeah,
Okay.
I always had top to bottom, same brand. And then I was like, this is dumb. I'm going to be playing what I hit.
Real
best.
dumb.
Dude, I went to Golf Mart, because my dad's like, hey, just go to Golf Mart and kind of hit a couple that are with their little, they have a little machine there.
Simulator, yeah.
A simulator. And dude, I was smashing these Callaway Paradigm. And the guy was like, hey, these are distance clubs. So he's like, I don't think you really have a problem with distance, so you might want to dial it back and get something that's going to be more accurate for you, because you don't need the extra distance. I think I was hitting my 6-iron like 215 or something like that. He's just like, dude, yeah, you can kind of dial it down. So we're gonna.
You don't need all that.
You don't need all that. Yeah, no.
Yeah, my Mizunos are like that. They're stronger lofted, so I end up hitting them a little farther.
Yeah. No. So, anyways, I start my new assignment coming up here, January 22nd. I got my crew that I'm gonna be going to. It's gonna be fun.
Well, for what it's worth, I think I can speak for all four of us. We are very proud of you. It is very deserved. I think you've come a long way from what's happened. A year ago. Yeah, you're definitely somebody I think that is a natural born leader. I think you're going to do great things as a captain. And congratulations. All right, enough of the sappy shit.
Thanks, Fred. Well, I can't wait. I want to come give you guys a big hug. We haven't even met in person yet.
That would be real nice.
How much ass did you kiss to get promoted while you were on freaking workers' comp forever with a heart attack?
Was not.
Like, this guy has a heart attack. He's out of work for 7 months, and then he goes back to work for 2. It's like, hey, I'm going to promote you.
Heck,
you know what? Dude. It's a pity promotion.
Yep, that's it. We're going to totally discredit it.
We can't have him working. Let's put him somewhere where he's not, no physical.
Hey, who has a full 100% occluded Widowmaker heart attack, 2 stents, and is out 5.5 months? How often does that happen? Come on.
You, Superman.
Did you buy a lotto ticket yet?
I know, right?
I tell you what, man.
Yeah.
Play your birthday.
No, serious
play
question.
Your birthday and your heart attack day or something. I don't know.
You said you got your crew already. So you getting transferred, or how's that going to work? Different shift or what?
Yeah, so I'll get cross shifted. I mean, we only, 4 stations. So I'm on C shift now. I'll have to go to B shift. So I'll be taking over for the captain that's retiring, which is cool. It's a great crew. But I'll only be with them for probably, I get promoted January 22nd, and I think we move March like 19th. So I'll have them for like a month and a half. Because the reason we're moving is because I know we've talked about this before, but we rebid in January. So January 9th is kind of our fun Super Bowl day. Everybody gets together at Station 2. So all the captains will go in, and via rank seniority, they choose where they want to go for the next year. And so they put up Station 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C shift, and then you start plugging names in. So Captain so-and-so, you're number one seniority. Where do you want to go? I want to go to, 4B, whatever. So they start plugging in names. So I'm going to get the last pick, which is fine. I'll be lowest seniority in the captain rank, and I'll go wherever everybody else doesn't want to go. So
can I sidebar this real quick? Speaking of the draft, do you know where the draft is this year, right? Detroit.
Is it?
Really?
Can you guys find your way here?
I gotta figure out some reason to get out there. So I mentioned that my Christmas, my birthday,
25,
and
26, 27 of April.
So for my birthday, I think I'm gonna try to convince Kels to do like a little trip out east. And so somehow, some way, I want to, don't take this wrong, I want to touch each one of you guys somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I want to get like a couple of VRBOs and travel around, but it's going to be close enough to you guys where we can come see you guys and say hi and all that kind of good stuff. So that's going to be kind of like my big birthday thing that I want to do. So but it won't be until probably it gets, warmer. I don't know, sometime this summer, but
I mean, it's April 25, 26, 27. Even if you came in for like day one or something like that, April 25th is Park's birthday. So I was thinking about just going down to a bar or something like that. Like, I mean, it's in Hart Plaza.
How far is it
from my house? 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yeah.
I worked at 24th close. And 27th, so that wouldn't be hard for me.
Yeah. So I'd pick you guys up from the airport, or if you drove up or whatever you want to do, like I've got room here.
I'm not driving.
I got room here. There's hotels near here, but I mean, we can make it work here. We've got air mattresses and stuff. Nice. Like I know Doug's fine sleeping on an air mattress.
DFW, is that right?
No, DTW.
DTW.
Oh, that's the airport.
Detroit Wayne. Yeah. All right, let me change the dates. Yeah, keep talking. Yeah, I've got several. Matter of fact, I was just putting the Christmas decorations back in the crawl space, and I moved one of the tubs, and I was like, "What is this?" Oh, it's that's all my camping stuff. 2 air mattresses in there.
And we have them too. But even if you guys just came out for like a day, I know it seems obnoxious, but I think it'd be fun to go down to the draft.
Well, then maybe that'll be a good time to start the little travel east or something. I don't know. We'll try to work that in. Maybe that'll be a good starter.
Yeah, $150. I can be there.
Huh? How much? 100? 150?
361. 361.
Round trip.
Flights are freaking ridiculous right now. You see how much it is to fly to Vegas?
That's also the days I picked. So if I go, it's the days I picked. So if I go Wednesday to Saturday, it's 314. So I mean, whatever. No, I don't know. I don't fly
to Vegas, but we had some guys talking about wanting to go. It was back a little bit, but wanting to go see that F1 that happened in Vegas.
Yeah,
they are fans of watching traffic on TV, but it was like $800 for a flight to Vegas. I remember when I went out there for my cousin's bachelor party. It was March Madness, St. Patrick's Day weekend, his birthday, and we went to Vegas. And I want to say we paid $99 for the flight. I mean, we flew freaking Spirit, but
hey, wasn't that F1, that whole F1 thing like a debacle? Didn't they have a huge problem with the track and it ended up being a pretty big debacle?
I don't know. I don't watch traffic. We're gonna get some hate. It's fine. There's people who like the F1 and that's fine with me.
Heck yeah. To each is their own, my friend.
So into this new year, any resolutions? Anything you guys are looking to tighten up? I guess.
I'm not a big resolution guy.
Not so much a resolution, but anything that you're like, I'd probably do a little better on that this year.
I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions because it's not you gotta anything that you change about yourself or about what I want to lose weight. Oh, I want to go to the gym. Oh, I want to stop drinking alcohol. Like you got to make it a lifestyle. It's got to be something that that you want to do. It's not like, I feel like a resolution is like something you just don't want to do, but now you have an excuse to say you're going to do it, and then it just never ends.
You're going to force yourself to do it for 2 months and then fall off.
Yeah. Like I'm really dreading going to the gym starting January 1st. Cause I'll go to the gym usually between like, I don't know, 9 and 10 o'clock for 2 hours. And I just know it's going to be packed for like through January, February, just because of people's New Year's resolutions. Which
when I was going to the gym, like an outside business gym, more regularly, I used to loathe these next 2 months.
Yeah.
Both of our stations at the fire department have pretty extensive, they've done a lot of work. We've got some really good stuff there. And then when I'm at home, I need to be better about it, but I was doing a lot of body weight stuff, like squats, push-ups, sit-ups, planks, whatever. I've kind of fallen off these last couple weeks. Been kind of lazy about it, to be as frank and as honest about it as I am. But the holidays catch up with you, and studying for classes and this, that, and the other thing, and you're working, and sometimes it's like, you know what? I would like to sit down and not do anything at all. And
calories don't count now until January 1st.
That's what I heard from Thanksgiving until New Year's, is anything you eat is actually calorically incorrect.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys read books?
No.
Do you listen to books?
Yes.
Oh.
Is he calling the turkeys again?
Doug, the reason I don't
read books.
So I got into this guy, Cameron Haynes, and people that are listening know, a lot of people that are listening probably know who Cameron Haynes is. He's a elite bow hunter, and he lives in Oregon, but he goes all around the nation bow hunting. He hunts bear, he bow hunts deer, elk. But the guy, and he's also an ultra marathon runner, and so he runs and runs and runs and runs and runs every day. But
does he run?
He has a book called Endure, and it's really good. It's just a really good message. The whole book. You don't have to be a bow hunter. You don't have to be a runner, whatever. It's just about life and just enduring and just, like being the best person that you can, and how you make it a lifestyle, which is becoming my new favorite word. It's just, living your best life, basically. It's a really good book. It's a really good book. But I read that book recently. My captain actually told me about it, and I'm about to read it again because it was seriously my favorite book of all time. It's an easy listen too. Joe Rogan does the, whatever they call it, the prologue or whatever at the beginning. And then David Goggins does towards the end. He does a little piece. I'm not a big Goggins guy. I think he's just crazy.
No.
Huh? What?
Yes, I think I paused for a minute there, but Goggins is a freaking psycho.
Yeah, he's psycho. and I mean,
Too much.
He'll have like a broken knee, and he's like, "Run a marathon on a broken knee."
No.
Have you seen that guy on TikTok that makes fun of him?
No. Oh my God, I need to know.
I'll find it. It's this fat white guy, and he's running with his shirt off, and it's raining and shit, and he's talking like Goggins. Oh my God, I find it so funny.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
Is it like the guy that doesn't like Danos?
Oh my God. We'll talk about that next episode.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, we'll bring that up next episode. That's good. Anyway, did you know Goggins is a smoke jumper?
No.
I don't know anything about it. That's all I know. So my captain's like, "Hey, you should try to get Goggins on the podcast because he's a smoke jumper." And I'm like, "Oh, that'd be kind of fun." He'd probably get on here and start yelling at us, telling us we're pieces of shit and all.
You're a fat body.
Look at you.
How much did you run today?
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, it's really good. It's really good. Because I have an hour drive to work and an hour drive
so
home.
you have time to listen.
Yeah, so that really gives me time to listen to books. I love listening to music in the car. I mean, but I've kind of dedicated that time to listen to stuff. And when I got promoted, one of my chiefs brought me into his office, and he recommended this other book, Buddy the Boss, which I'm going to read, and then also this podcast by Sean Ryan. don't know if you guys have heard of Sean Ryan. He's a Navy SEAL, but
I'm familiar.
he had a old Green Beret on, Nick Freitas, and they
No Nick.
It's a really good
Political
podcast.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
You know him or know of him?
He's
No,
a
I
legislator.
know. Yeah, right. He's in politics or something. I know who he is. I don't know him.
He's in Virginia, I think. I think he's a legislator.
I'm pretty sure he's. Yeah.
But it was a really good podcast, dude. And they talked.
I didn't know he was a Green Beret. That's cool.
Yeah, and they talk about education, like our education system, and how people aren't really digging on what the teachers are teaching our kids and all this kind of stuff. But their biggest message is like, what do you do about it? There's people out there that just bitch and complain, and they shouldn't be
about
teaching
everything
this to our kids, but they don't sacrifice anything, like pull their kids out of that school and put them into a school that doesn't teach that. And I guess his kids go to a private school or something, and all these parents were like, hey, we'll band together and we'll pay extra tuition for you to have an armed guard on campus. And the school was like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. But okay. So they said no. And so then his question was, how many of those parents pulled those kids out of that school and put them into a school that has an armed guard? Zero.
Because of it. Right.
Zero, because they're just not willing to make any types of sacrifices to do, to make what they believe, a reality. And
they want to say it, but when it comes to putting the rubber to the road, they don't want to do it.
Yeah. They talk about that. They talk about, being a good parent and being there for your kids. It's a really good podcast. It's almost 4 hours long. So it took me a couple of trips up and back from work to finish it, but it's a really good listen. It's on Apple Podcasts, Sean Ryan podcast with Nick Freitas. I don't know what podcast number it is, but you can look it up.
Papa Fritas.
I would recommend it. It's good, but I would recommend Endure over. If anybody's listening to this that listens to books and is looking for a book to read or listen to, Endure by Cameron Haynes. Super rad, super fun.
Super rad.
On that topic, one of our local morning shows here was talking. I heard briefly before I got to work the other morning last week. Reading books versus audiobooks.
Yeah.
Is there a difference?
I think so.
As in like how you comprehend it, or is there like, what do you mean? Is there a difference?
I think if you want me to get it done, I need to read it, or I need to listen to it, because I physically, maybe it's mentally, I'm not quite sure what the actual, I can't sit and read a book. Like if I will sit there and start reading it, and then 15 minutes in, I'm like, what did I just read? I don't even know what I just read. And so I'll read it again. Like my comprehension and my attention to being able to sit and read it is nil. I can't. I've tried. It's hard for me to focus on it.
Yeah.
And I've even tried stuff that seems interesting to me. Like these instructor classes that I was just going through, like something that I really was interested in doing, and I could not read the book. I found a spot online where you can actually find the book, and then it'll, in like an immersive reader, it'll read it to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it'll read the page.
Where was I? I was
Yeah, laugh at me. It's fine. I can't read. It's fine.
No, I found the Goggins guy.
Oh, I can't.
I want to show you this. I'm going to show you this right now. All right, so let me preface it by saying this. It says literally no one, David Goggins on Monday morning.
Oh, I can't hear it.
It's blocking it out.
It's blocking out the sound.
He doesn't even know what we're saying.
He said,
so anybody that's not watching,
see it all the time. People trying to motivate themselves, talking about when life gives you lemons. Shit, fuck that shit. I don't want your lemons.
Okay, the people that aren't watching this podcast, but they're listening to it, it's like a big fat white guy running with a log on his shoulder.
He's shirtless with a damn.
Starlink is acting up.
Yeah, Elon. No, I think he's on his phone. He's on his phone.
You gotta know who David Goggins is to understand this.
Fair.
I think a lot of people that are listening to this podcast probably at least have heard of David Goggins. I would think.
I think a lot of people that are listening to this podcast we've lost at this point.
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
I think it's 3 people here. We're by ourselves.
That's okay.
Well,
that's okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Should we tease the next episode?
Yes. So I found a little while ago while I was mindlessly scrolling TikTok, the bear, the voice. You guys may know him. He's got almost 1 million followers on TikTok. He's a truck driver, very big influencer. I don't know what you call these people nowadays, but anyway, nice guy. Country. Well, he apparently doesn't like Dano's seasoning, and he had a video, something about Dano was reporting all his videos. So I got to dig a little bit deeper. I looked at the comments, and somebody asked, how did they know it was him reporting the videos? So the response video was something about it was somebody from his team or him himself, or somebody had reached out to him and told him to take the videos down where he was saying the Dano's seasoning was trash. He hated it. And he was like, no. So they started reporting.
Trash.
And he said, that dog don't hunt. He said, as the old folks say. And then he said a few more things after that. We'll get into it.
That?
And
we know somebody that says that, don't we?
I'm just curious. I ain't trying to stir the pot or sip the tea, but I want to know.
Oh, now you're like the bearded ginger or whatever that guy is.
All right. Well,
I want to know.
Let's get into it on the next podcast.
Next podcast. We're going to talk about somebody we know.
Hey, happy or Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody that's listening. If you're still with us on this podcast, we love you. We mean it.
Thanks for sticking around with our incoherent ramblings for 40.
I think this is episode 41 that we're posting today. So this is
nice. 41.
Yeah. So, I know we've kind of got off. I know we're trying to get off right now, but do you guys do like a Christmas casserole or anything? Do you do like a morning breakfast that you do every year for Christmas? No.
My mom makes a quiche.
Oh, nice.
It's got ham, eggs, some bread, bacon. It's like a bake. Put
Kelsey's
it all in
got
one
this family recipe for this. It's like a sausage, egg, rice crispy treats.
Rice crispy treats,
dude. It's amazing. I'll give you guys the recipe, and you're gonna make it at home. You don't need to wait till next Christmas. You're gonna make it as soon as possible. And you guys, so I'll maybe make it for the guys at the station on a weekend for some brunch. It's an amazing recipe. So we'll throw it up on the website. I'll make sure Unky gets it up, and it's a good one.
We'll put the recipe. We're not going to throw up on the website.
Yeah. Oh, my wife and I did go on a trail ride. That might be our new Christmas tradition. We took the horses for a little trail ride.
That's fun.
Nice.
That's fun.
I love that.
So,
y'all have a great new year, and we will see you on the next
week
podcast, which will be 29.
In the new year.
I can't do that math. It's like the 5th or something like that, I think.
January 5th.
Yeah. Okay, cool. See you guys.
Goodbye.
Roll it, Gigi.
Before you leave, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give these firemen a huge thumbs up. Also, make sure you check out the coolfireman.com for more. Thanks!